Show is here and we're rocking with you on a Friday. TGIF edition of the show. Hottest show on the streets here, talking Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama magazine, coming to you. We bring you the show as always from the magic city of Birmingham. We stream this to you through YouTube. Speaking of the channel, you know what time it is. You hit that subscribe button right now. You smash subscribe. You get locked in. You get locked on to nothing but Alabama football content right here. You tap that notification bell so that way you miss nothing on Bama football. You hit the like button. Smash the like button. Hit that thumbs up. Raise those like levels up. We appreciate that from all of you. Daily Super Chat Go, $100 daily. Super Chat Go, $100 right there. We appreciate that from you guys. You also get acquainted, subscribe, be a part of the family. Go to touchdownalabama.com. Do it right now. Hit that subscribe tab. Get locked in to TDA Plus. There's a super package, the ultimate package. We're talking about subscriber exclusive articles. You will not find this anywhere else. We're talking exclusive content. You look at Steve's report, me covering the Alabama football team, the way it is, the extensive podcast where I get into my 15-year career journey covering Alabama football. Never before heard stories. And of course, you got the Justin and Dex podcast, all things recruiting. Justin Smith's recruiting bites. You get him all across the landscape of the recruiting aspect. Folks, you will not find this anywhere else. TouchdownAlabama.com. Go there right now. Get that subscription. Subscribe to TDA Plus so you can be the most well-informed fan out the woodwork. Get that right there. TouchdownAlabama.com. We also want to hear from you tonight. 205-448-1358. Number to call in to let your voice be made known on the show. 205-448-1358. One more time, 205-448-1358. Want to hear from you. But right now, Eli, topic one of the conversation. We knew Kalen DeBoer was going to get guys out the NCAA transfer portal for Alabama. We knew this. The only question we asked ourselves was, how long would it take? How many players could he get? Would these be marquee impact guys? Like, what angle would he take? We knew Alabama was going to get dudes out the portal. That wasn't the issue. The question was, how many could he get and how long would it take? Well, Alabama has done some double dipping in the portal in terms of the defensive secondary. Kalen DeBoer landed not one, but two. Double trouble, two guys here off the transfer portal for Alabama secondary. One coming from the ACC, the other guy coming from the Big Ten. One guy, an experienced cornerback. The other guy, a talented young, but he's got a lot of potential to him at that safety position. The two guys I'm referring to, you look at Deshaun Jones from Wake Forest, the corner at 6 feet, 181 pounds. He comes to Alabama from the ACC. And then King Mack, entering his sophomore season, the young man from Penn State, as a safety, played 13 games a season ago. So you get a corner out the portal, you get a safety out the portal. Both of these two guys, physical, tough, rangy, athletic, can play the football. Big potential here in a secondary where you're young. I mean, the only guy that's got marquee Bama experience is Malachi Moore. Devontae Smith has some experience, but has battled through some injuries. Hopefully he can stay healthy, because if he can have a really big year in the fall. You have Jaleel Hurley, who is the lone holdover scholarship cornerback, that 2023 class, former 5-star from Florence High School in the North Alabama area. Got a lot of potential just for him trying to earn a starting spot if he can get one. So aside from Malachi, Nobody has that big-time experience at Bama. Keon Saab's got experience at Michigan as a safety. Helped the Wolverines to a college football playoff national championship a season ago. You have Damani Jackson, who's got experience in the Pac-12 coming from Southern California, USC. So he's in here. So you got a few veteran pieces, but a young group nonetheless. So to add King Mack and to add Deshaun Jones, two really nice pickups here for the Crimson Tide. Starting off here with Jones from Wake Forest. He's played in, 23 career games, Eli, 23. A young man that's got 60 career tackles, 7 pass breakups, 3 picks. He had 3 picks a season ago at Wake Forest. Physical, can hit, can play the ball, can play the receiver, can create turnovers, can break on the ball well, highly athletic, 6 feet, 181 pounds, he can play. Deshaun Jones can flat play. So like what he brings you from a corner aspect, like the experience he gives you out there on the boundary in this 4-2-5 swarm defense. Going to be fun to watch him. When you look at King Mack at 5'9", about 190 pounds as a safety, a bit smaller, but a lot of people are comparing him to Budda Baker, who came out of Washington a few years back. Budda Baker wasn't that big either. Budda Baker was about 5'10", 199 himself. And Budda's now, of course, in the NFL, having a ton of success. We saw him succeed at the collegiate level at Washington. So here is King Mack, kind of in that same body frame, that same body mold, can play free safety. He's got physicality. He's tough. He's aggressive. Can play the football. Now, of course, I think he spent the majority of his time, Eli, on special teams last year at Penn State. Only had 3 tackles a season ago. Played in 13 games, but once again was a freshman last year. So he's got 3 more years, at least 3 more years of eligibility. Well, at least 2 more years, but 3 more years of eligibility. So here's a guy that you get him in the hands of Colin Hitzler, in the hands of Maurice Linguist, in the hands of Kane Womack. They can coach him, they can teach him, train him, mold him, develop him into what he needs to be where the University of Alabama program is concerned. And for Coach Womack, he's got 2 DBs he can work with here. He's got 2 DBs where he can figure out where do they fit in the best in this 4-2-5 swarm. Where do they fit in the best where their skill set is concerned, attacking plays, creating turnovers, being instinctive, playing with a high IQ. How fast can they pick up this defense? How fast can they be impactful, for Alabama? So this was a good move here by Kalen DeBoer. You get 2 guys out the transfer portal in the secondary. But the main thing is how quickly can these 2 guys be significant. You talk Alabama football. But we take our first break here on the show. Don't touch that dial. We're just getting started. Upon our return, we're going to go on the phone lines. We're going to get your calls, your thoughts, your conversations. What do you think about Bama's 2 moves in the portal for the secondary? We get to you, the Bama Nation, right after this.
TDA Plus is the all-new Ultimate Alabama Football Package, perfect for any Alabama football fan. Not only do you get subscriber-only articles where you can stay up to date on everything that's going on with Alabama football, you also get our brand new video hub that features many podcasts and shows, including Steven's Report with Stephen M. Smith. With over 15 years of covering Alabama football, you get trusted information as Stephen goes in person to see the team come back and break down to you what he saw live in person. You also get the Way It Is podcast with Stephen M. Smith, where he tells never-heard-before stories and crazy situations that happened during his 15-year tenure of covering Alabama football. You also get Justin and Dex, where they break down recruits like you've never seen it before, with exclusive behind-the-scenes information and exclusive interviews with recruits. You also get Justin's Recruiting Bites with Justin Smith, where you get the best up-close and personal recruiting information and even talks to you while he's on the road going to recruiting events. Alabama fans, you don't want to miss this huge offer for a jam-packed experience for only $7.95 per month. Visit touchdownalabama.com and become a TDA Plus member today.
a taste of Grandma's delicious sweets? Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes brings back those precious memories with just one bite. Each cake made from scratch. They make the perfect dessert to share with family and friends for any occasion, and ordering is easy. Visit emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Click the online store and shop. Then pick up your fresh cake at the kitchen in downtown Homewood. Order yours online at emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes, making memories from scratch.
All right, folks, we're back to the action here from the break on a Friday. TGIF edition of the show. Number one forum for Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith, Touchdown Alabama magazine. Despite the fact that we're entering the dog days of summer, no football, we're still here. TDA, giving you all that you need here on your Crimson Tide. Continue, hit the like button, smash that subscribe button, that daily Super Chat Go, $100 daily Super Chat Go, $100 right there. We appreciate that from you. And also, get yourself locked on. TouchdownAlabama.com. Get you that subscription today. TouchdownAlabama.com. Subscribe also to TDA Plus, where you're getting the exclusive articles, never content you're not going to see anywhere else. You're getting the video content from yours truly. In terms of Steven's report, the Way It Is podcast, you're getting the Justin and Dex podcast, the Justin Recruiting Bites on the road, getting all of these incredible athletes. You're not going to see this on any other site but this one right here. So if you want to be the most well-informed Bama fan, if you want to know every recruit before they hit the market and what's going on with this football team from top to bottom, get yourself subscribed to TouchdownAlabama.com and to TDA Plus. Up right here. But phone lines open, 205-448-1358. The number to call in to get yourself onto the show, 205-448-1358. One more time, 205-448-1358. Want to hear from you as you guys are getting your thoughts ready to call in. Awesome call topic. We got Bama in the NFL. The Alabama alums in this recent draft are taking rookie minicamp this weekend. A lot of them started rookie minicamp today, whether it was the Detroit Lions with Terrion Arnold in minicamp, the New Orleans Saints with Kool-Aid McKinstry in minicamp. I think minicamp for the Tennessee Titans begins tomorrow, so that is J.C. Latham. The Minnesota Vikings had minicamp today. That would be Dallas Turner and Will Reichert. Now, they put out a whole video on Dallas Turner's first day. That was pretty cool right there. So you got several Bama alums from this draft are taking place. Rookie minicamp happening right now, and those guys having fun out there on the field. J.C. Latham actually today signed his rookie contract. Signed his 4-year deal, fully guaranteed by the Titans with a 5th-year option. So, you know, JC is going to be he's going to be a perennial Pro Bowler for years to come. If you saw on his Instagram, Eli, JC, who's a big man, 6'6", 340 pounds now, but he's got this huge, just this massive sleeve length tattoo on his right arm, I think. And I think the L in length has fire coming out of it. The artwork is crazy. That just shows you how much he thoroughly appreciated the 2023 season at Alabama. He wanted to get something to commemorate it, something to remember it by. So J.C. Latham, if you check out his Instagram, he's got this massive length tattoo on his arm. But take a break right here, folks, from the show. On Touch That Down, when we get back, we get into a conversation on a 5-star wide receiver for Alabama that will be appearing on campus, that will start his freshman campaign in the latter portion of this month. Is he the one that can have this Alabama wide receiver room popping? We'll talk Ryan Williams after this. out here at Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa. Oh yeah, oh, man. Gotta get this. Gotta get one of these right here. Can't rock that Bama without this shirt right here, fresh polo. You gotta also rock the all pink, like Kanye West right there. Keychains, gotta get you some keychains. University of Alabama keychains. I'm telling you, if you are a die-hard Alabama fan and you're looking for some big-time apparel, this place has got everything. We're talking shirts, shoes, sweatshirts, hoodies, cups, mugs, keychains. If you're just a Tide fan that has an itch to get more apparel, get more swag in your game, you come right here at Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa, right here in Midtown Village. And also you can shop online. The link is in the description to get your gear right here at Alumni Hall.
Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, people, here we go. We're back into the action here from the break on a Friday. TGIF edition of the show, number one ticket for your Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith. Got my man Eli Walker here in the production studio. You guys continue hitting the like button, tapping that subscribe button, making this your spot, your place here for all things Bama football. Daily Super Chat Go, $100. Daily Super Chat Go, $100 right there. But topic two here, the conversation, Eli, and Alabama has a talented wide receiver room. You have some guys that potentially can be big time, right? Kobe Prentice, big time speedster. Got routes, got hands, can make plays. Kendrick Law hasn't been utilized to this point the way he needs to be, but talented nonetheless. Utility knife, can do a lot of things. Emmanuel Henderson, I remember he came out of high school, extremely gifted. He's a talented wide receiver. You look at guys like Jaron Hamilton, Cole Adams, Aaron Bubba Hampton, Caleb Odom, freshman. He can make some plays out there. I mean, Bama's got some talented dudes. Even down to Jalen Hale. Yes, he suffered an injury in spring ball, but he's been attacking that through the rehab process. Hopefully, Alabama can get him back in a good time during the season. But Bama's got talented receivers. However, when you look at receiver rooms, Eli, in years past, especially that 2017 trio or that 2017 room when you had Calvin Ridley, Robert Foster, Cam Sims, Jerry Jeudy, Devontae Smith, Henry Ruggs. That was a talented room right there. And if you look at that 2019 room where you had Jeudy, Ruggs, Smith, Waddle, Mechie, how good that room was. When you think about that, people look at this particular room and they ask themselves, is there a player that can really set this room apart? Is there a player that can really take this room and elevate it? Is there a player that can really take this room to that next level? And the guy that every Bama fan's waiting on is five-star Ryan Williams. That's the guy every Bama fan is saying the moment he gets here, that wide receiver room is going to be really good. The moment he gets here, that wide receiver room is going to be special because he's the difference maker. Yes, he's the youngest, but he's the difference maker in that whole room. A lot of Bama fans feel that way. Eli, they feel this way so much so that you had several Bama fans asking people, where was Ryan Williams in the spring game? he didn't even play in the spring. But you had so many people going, where's Ryan Williams? I came to A-Day to see Ryan Williams. Where Hollywood Williams at? Where that boy from Sarah Land High School, the one that reclassified, where he at? And we tell them, he doesn't come to the summer. He don't come to the summer? Man, dog, I drove 3 hours to this 8A game just to see him. He doesn't get here to the summer. So you could already tell the impact of Ryan Williams. He's not even here for the spring, and people wanting to see him. Kalen DeBoer at a recent event in Mobile, a team fundraiser event, mentioned he can't wait to get Williams in this wide receiver room. Talked about his special skill set, incredible explosiveness and abilities. And reporters mentioned, Coach DeBoer, what is your policy when it comes down to playing freshmen? Coach DeBoer said, look, we're going to play the best guys. We don't care what age they are. We don't care what classification they are. If they're able to help us win, and if they are ready to compete right now, we're going to play those guys. Ryan Williams is one of those kids that's ready to compete right now. Ryan Williams is one of those kids that can help Alabama win a national championship right now. I mean, here's a guy, Eli, that we watched him in high school, Justin Smith especially, 2-time Mr. Football in the state of Alabama. The guy was so good in high school that he reclassifies to come out a year early. You don't do that unless you're that good. You don't make that decision unless you are that dude for real. To reclassify to come out a whole year early. And not just that, Eli. He remained a 5-star despite reclassifying. And also despite reclassifying, he still remained one of the top, if not the number one player in the state of Alabama, and then also the nation. Kid's a baller. Like, we're watching him on screen right now, Eli, and there's so many former Alabama wide receivers in his game. If you watch his footwork, his routes, his hands, his speed, the way he can separate quickly, I mean, would I be wrong, Eli, if I was to say there's some Jamison Williams there? Am I wrong to say there's some Jamison Williams? Would I be wrong, Eli, if I was to say there's some Henry Ruggs there? Am I wrong? Would I be wrong if I was to say there's some Devontae Smith there? Am I wrong? I mean, would I be wrong if I was to say there's a little Amari Cooper there? Am I wrong? Like, and if I was to say he's got the dog competitiveness of Julio Jones, am I wrong to say that? Okay, so you can see a good combination of former Alabama standouts at the wide receiver position in Ryan Williams. You can see it. You can clearly see it from watching this tape. You can clearly see it. So there's no doubt as to why Alabama fans are so much anticipation for this young brother to get here on campus, because they know that they can sense it. This is the guy that can take the top off of defense. This is a guy that can take the top off of secondary. This is a guy that can be really, really incredibly special. And Kobe Prentice said this to me about a week or so ago, that this Alabama offense has a chance to produce 4 1,000-yard receivers, has a chance to produce 4. Of course, Prentice is going to name himself as one of them. I could see Caleb Odom being one, Jeremy Bernard being one. Well, no, not Caleb Odom. I could see Kendrick Law being one, Jeremy Bernard being one, with Kobe Prentice. That'd be 4. That'd be 3. And then the fourth one could be this guy right here, Ryan Williams. Ryan could be the 4th 1,000-yard receiver. Like, he's expected to get here latter portion of this month. Man, it's going to be fun watching this kid. It's going to be so much fun watching this dude. Set a Class 6A state championship game record and a Super 7 record for receiving yards and touchdowns in that state title game. What, he had like 240 receiving yards, like 4 total touchdowns? Like, Ryan was doing everything in that game. I mean, Saraland came up short 28-31 to Clay Chalkville, who has Jalen Mbakwe, or who had Jalen Mbakwe. Of course, he's now at Alabama. But Ryan came so close to delivering Saraland a Class 6A state championship. So, people, this is the one that a lot of us are saying, when he gets into this Alabama wide receiver room, he's the guy that will be the difference maker and causing this room to turn up. I can't wait for it. I'm pumped. We're going to take another break right here, folks. When we get back, we get to more of your calls, your thoughts, your conversations. Line us up, people. We want to hear from the Bama Nation right after this.
Every sports fan deserves the proper representation. Whitwell Sports introduces to you the Title Towel. Wave that Title Towel in the air like you just don't care in support of Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Only $9.99 and it lasts a lifetime. Head on over to whitwellsports.com and get your Title Towel today.
This is Chris Rogers, 2009 national champion. You are listening to the baddest, when I say the baddest, sports show in the state of Alabama. In my own words, yours truly, Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Don't touch that dial.
Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, people, here we go. We're back into the action from the break. Hottest show on the streets. Number one ticket for Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Happy to have you all in here on today. And oh, man, Dale B, let's go. My man Dale B dropping in that $40 donation, putting the love in the bucket. Appreciate Dale B helping us out there. Daily Super Chat go $100. Daily Super Chat go $100 right there. We appreciate that from you. From Davis wrote in the chat line, the extent of Jalen Hale's injury from it was a knee, and spring ball did have a knee injury. Kalen DeBoer did label it as significant. Doesn't have the timetable of when Hale can return. He is attacking the rehab process strong. If I had to put a finger on it, I would say at some point during the season in the fall, Hale will be back. I don't know which game, but he'll be back at some point in the fall, hopefully. But it was a knee, was pretty significant. Going through the rehab process right now. Phone lines open, 205-448-1358. Number to call in and let your voice be made known on the show, 205-448-1358. One more time, 205-448-1358. Want to hear from you, Bama Nation, as you guys are getting your thoughts to call in here. Call topic, Eli. Everybody's favorite pastime returns this summer. Playing EA Sports College Football, the video game. As College Football 25 will be out this summer. Everybody getting a copy of that. And what's cool is, on the cover that was released today, Jalen Milroe, one of the guys on the cover. You see him, he's right there in front of Quinn Ewers. Jalen Milroe there on the cover of a new EA Sports College Football 25 video game. It's fantastic. Now, Eli, you were talking to me about why couldn't they put Nick Saban on the cover? I mean, it would have been cool to have Saban on the cover, though. Like, that would have been a great way to honor him, right? I mean, after you get your SEC championship dethroning Georgia in that matchup. that being the final season of your coaching career at Alabama, 2023. Would have been a great way to honor Saban by having him on the cover. Would have been, but they got Milroe on the cover. And Milroe of home finished last season with 2,834 passing yards, 35 total touchdowns, permanent team captain, got the team to an SEC championship and to the college football playoff, and a guy that has big confidence going into the coming fall of leading this team back to the CFP and trying to put his team in position for a national championship. But pretty awesome seeing him on the cover of a new EA Sports college football video game. We're going to take our final break here, folks, in the show and touch that doubt. When we get back, we have a small discussion on a post-NFL draft recap. You know, which player for Alabama really went to the best situation for himself in this recent draft? And who really could be the NFL's Defensive Rookie of the Year for Alabama? We'll talk about it after this.
I'm Malachi Moore, and you're watching In My Own Words with Stephen M. Smith on Touchdown Alabama YouTube channel.
Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
What's going on? This is Benny Bice. I'm the founder and owner of Touchdown Alabama. And you guys are supporting one of the only independent outlets covering Alabama football today. No other sports, no networks, just Alabama football. Roll Tide Roll.
All right, people, here we go. Back into the action from the break here on the show on a Friday, TGIF edition of the show. Number one forum for Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Remember, people, you got to check out touchdownalabama.com. That's touchdownalabama.com. You get you that subscription today. Subscribe to TDA Plus. You're getting exclusive articles, stuff that you do not see and won't see anywhere else. You're getting exclusive coverage, commentary, analysis, whether it's Steven's report, yours truly breaking down every practice from what I'm seeing on the field, whether you're getting the Way It Is podcast with me and never before heard told stories in my 15 years covering Alabama football, whether it's the Justin and Dex podcast, all things recruiting, or Justin's recruiting bites. He's taking you on the road, showing you so much stuff from the recruiting aspect. If you want to be the envy of your friends knowing Alabama football more than anybody, you got to get yourself locked into touchdownalabama.com. That's touchdownalabama.com and subscribing right there to TDA Plus as we are rolling this stuff out right now. But final topic of conversation, people, the discussion is on, we recently had the NFL draft. 10 Bama players got selected. You have a rookie minicamp starting this weekend. A couple of those started today. But the question is, which player went to the best possible situation for themselves? For a lot of us, we look at all of the Tide guys and we say they all went to a good situation, right? I mean, J.C. Latham went to a good situation in Tennessee. Dallas Turner, though we all thought he would go in the top 10, he falls to number 17. He's in a good situation with Minnesota. Terrion Arnold in a good situation with the Detroit Lions. All those guys went to a good situation. But who went to the best situation for themselves? Me personally, the more I look at this, the more I break this down, I couldn't just pick out one. Do I wanted to? I got two. I think two Bama guys went to the best situations for themselves. Two. And the two I'm gonna pull out, Number one, I'm going to go Kool-Aid McKinstry. I think Kool-Aid going 41 to New Orleans was huge. First and foremost, Kool-Aid's going to get a chance to show everybody in the first round, hey, you were wrong for passing on me. I'm a first-round corner. Kool-Aid's going to get that chance to prove everybody wrong. If you look at the history of Alabama football, especially under Nick Saban, how many second-round picks at defensive back has Nick Saban produced success with in the NFL? Trayvon Diggs went in the second round. He's one of the best corners in the league with the Dallas Cowboys. Landon Collins went in the second round. He became a big-time player. I think so that's Trayvon, that's Landon. Brian Branch went in the second round. Had a very good rookie season last year. So that's pretty strong company to be in. When you talk about Trayvon, Landon Collins, Brian Branch. Oh, I missed one. How could I forget Xavier X-Man McKinney? Went in the second round and had a good career with the Giants, and now he's with the Green Bay Packers. So, good company for Kool-Aid to be in. Kool-Aid is in a division where, in the NFC South, let's just be honest, aside from Mike Evans, who plays for the Buccaneers, every other receiver in that division is straight trash. Let's be honest. Let's be real here. In the NFC South, with the exception of Mike Go-Get-It Evans, who's 6'5", for crying out loud, every other receiver in that division, trash. So Kool-Aid McKinstry has an opportunity to create a lot of turnovers year one as a corner for New Orleans in that NFC South. He does. He's in the best spot. He's in the best spot to victimize some quarterbacks. Because also, let's be honest, in the NFC South, who really scares you at quarterback? Does Baker Mayfield really scare you? I mean, come on. Does Baker Mayfield really scare you? I mean, in the NFC South, Bryce Young has a chance to be really good. He does. Hopefully, the coaching staff gets this thing right and has the right pieces around Bryce. Hopefully, in Carolina, Kool-Aid would have a chance to victimize Bryce a little bit, but Carolina, I mean, you look at, you got Tampa Bay, you got Carolina, you got New Orleans, you got Atlanta. I mean, does Kirk Cousins scare anybody? I mean, he's coming off an Achilles. Does Kirk Cousins scare anybody? No. I mean, he's good, but does he scare anybody? I mean, there's a reason why the Falcons, with the number 8 overall pick, y'all took Michael Penix Jr. There's a reason why Atlanta did that. There's a reason. So, Kool-Aid went to a very good situation for himself. And then I think Jermaine Burton went to a very good situation for himself. See, I picked one offense, I picked one defensive guy, one offensive guy. Jermaine Burton going to Cincinnati, 3rd round pick. Jermaine Burton has found his spirit animal in Joe Burrow. They're both kind of cocky. They both can be arrogant at times, but they are both ballers. They're both playmakers. Like, Jermaine Burton's going to be barking at Joe Burrow, hey, get me the ball. And Joe Burrow's going to bark right back at him, hey, you better get open first. So I think those two are going to work very well together. And then you look at this, Burton is not going to be the number one guy. He doesn't have to be. You got Jamar Chase over there. You got T. Higgins over there. So Burton's going to be the number 3 guy. And that's the number 3 guy he can eat. Because so much attention is going to be put on Jamar Chase. And then other attention is going to be put on T. Higgins, that Jermaine Burton can quietly be incredibly productive. So I think Burton and Kool-Aid went to the best situations for themselves. Now, ultimately, I wish all 10 guys that got drafted big success. All 10 of them. I want all 10 to have strong NFL careers, especially Will Riker. Vikings, make sure my man Riker has a strong career, okay? He's kicking in a dome, Minnesota, all right? I want 15 plus years with Riker in that dome. Saying 15 plus years. Treat Riker right now. Treat that man right. No Bama Nation. We had the hardest time trying to find a kicker. The Nick Saban era after Jeremy Shelley. Thank God Will Riker came in there. Strong career for him. But I thought Burton and Kool-Aid landed in the best possible situations for themselves. Anyway, that's going to do it here. This edition of In My Own Word, George Truly, Stephen M. Smith, Touchdown Alabama magazine. If you want the best in news, notes, information, coverage, entertainment, when it comes to your favorite program, that being the Crimson Tide, you can get this by accessing the Touchdown Alabama magazine app. You download the app from the iPhone App Store if you're rocking Team Apple, Google Play Store. If you got the Android phone for your audio needs, we got you. iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, iHeartRadio. We got you covered right there. Appreciate all of you, the fans, checking us out today. And shouts out to all of you for the calls, for the super chats, the donations, the YouTube chatting, in the comment section. You making this your show, your spot to talk all things Alabama football. Gotta shout out my man Elon Walk in the production studio, holding it down there. Till next time, folks, husbands, love your wives. Wives appreciate, value those husbands. Children continue doing the right thing, fun thing, smart thing, good thing, legitimate thing too. Not be bored. Here as the weekend is in session, you get yourself those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. You protect yourself, you protect the loved ones around you. Till next time, folks, I'm your man Stephen M. Smith, and you've been listening to In My Own Words.